Sitting in front of me, I have Elektrons Analog RYTM, which is an 8-voice analog drum machine that can also utilize samples. Now, I've previously done a course discussing how to use analog RYTM with Overbridge and to integrate it with the DAW. This particular course, I want to focus strictly on the hardware and how we can use this to not only produce but also perform. So a few things I want to go over really quickly, just so we have an understanding of what's available and what's going to be covered in the following course. We have the classic Elektron sequencer functionality along with trig conditions. So that means that we can lock parameter states to any of the available steps in the step sequencer. Trig conditions allow us to add a sense of probability or randomization to the individual trigs. A trig is just simply a note that's been entered into the sequencer. When we pass that trig, it'll trigger whatever sound is on that particular track. And like I said, we can lock different parameter states to these trigs. We can do trig conditions where the trig's not going to play every single time. And we can also create parameter locks on trigs that don't actually trigger different sounds. These are in the manual. They're called trigless locks. I personally think like just throwing all the trig term around too often can be very confusing. So I'm going to reference those in different ways. But when I'm talking about notes entered into the sequencer, I'm talking about trigs. So we have a lot of different things we can do with the Elektron sequencer. One thing that's very unique to analog RYTM is the fact that we have some different performance modes. We have a scene mode and we have the aptly named performance mode. Both of these allow us to lock different parameter states to individual pads on the RYTM. The difference is that with the scene mode, once we hit a different pad, the parameter state will instantly jump to whatever that value is. With the performance mode, we have the ability to utilize pressure. So the more that we press the pad, the more that parameter is going to jump from its current state to whatever the locked state is. So these allow us to morph beats in some very interesting and dramatic ways very, very quickly. This will be a big part of what we discuss over this course. We also have chain modes and song modes, which allow us to link different patterns together. With the chain mode, we can do this in a more quick and sort of temporary kind of way, just to sort of link a few different patterns together. With the song mode, we can create a full-on arrangement. So this is very helpful if you compose something that you think is worthy of arranging and making into a song. We also have send effects, reverb, and delay. And in addition to that, we have master effects. We have distortion and compression available for the master output. And with the compressor, we can actually utilize the sidechain EQ to make the compressor react more to the bass frequencies or more to the high frequencies. If you're going for more of that classic sidechain compression pumping sort of sound, we can actually achieve that right here in the box. So with all that established, we're going to quickly just look over a few preset kits to get a good idea of how we can use a combination of synth engines and samples to create some very unique drum kits.